Hello, today I will talk about how to properly use the adverb again in Korean. Of course, the question that you should always ask yourself when you are learning Korean is not how good am I? It's actually what type of Korean am I learning and speaking? Because in large, there are three types of Korean. Number one, there is the poetic type of Korean. Number two, the soldier type of Korean. And three, the actual spoken colloquial version that you can actually use in real-life conversations. So, of course, we will not be talking about the poetic version of vocabulary, phrases, and grammar, and we will not be talking about the soldier type version of vocabulary, phrases, or grammar. So, we're only going to be talking about words, phrases, and grammar that you can actually use in real spoken colloquial Korean. So if that is the case, then you will have in large two versions of again that you can actually use in real-life colloquial conversations. Number one, 또, and number two, 다시. Both of them will technically be translated as again. However, there is a difference between the two, and you can understand the difference between the two in nuance and usage through attaching a keyword to each version. The keyword for the first version would be to add. The keyword for the second version would be to attempt. So let's grasp why that is through looking into an example. Let's actually start with the second version. 다시. Let's say, for example, I am training my friend so that he can do a backflip. But let's say my friend failed and fell on his head. And let's say I am going to say, do it again, as a way of saying, attempt again, try again, until you are successful. Now in this case, there is the nuance of the keyword attempt in my sentence. Therefore, as again, I will use the second version, 다시. And therefore, the full sentence, do it again, will be 다시, again, 해요, do, 다시 해요. Now the reason why the object it will not stay in the sentence is because, according to what I call the three-step rule for formulating sentences, step number one would be to grasp context and then omit, in other words, erase all the words that are too obvious according to the context. And then after you omit, after you erase with the words that you have left, that is when you start translating. So let's take a look at the context. If I am watching my friend practice a backflip and fail, and if I say do it again in that case, of course I am talking about it, the backflip. So that is why it will be erased, omitted, because it is too obvious according to the context. So that is why the full sentence will not include the object it. Now this time, let's move on to the first version. This time, let's say my friend followed my instructions and performed a perfect backflip. And let's say I will tell him, good job, and then do it again, as a way of saying, do it again so that you can get more used to the feeling the feeling of doing a perfect backflip. In that case, there is no nuance of the keyword attempt in my sentence because it was already successful. There is nothing to attempt. I am simply asking to add another backflip so that he can gain more experience, accumulate more experience, so that he can get used to the feeling of performing a perfect backflip. So I am simply asking him to add another perfect backflip. So in that case, as again, I will use the first version, 또, and therefore the full sentence will look like 또 해요, 또 해요, 또 해요. Thank you.